The night my mom left was the night everything changed, but not in the way most people would expect. My name is Ethan Parker, and for a long time, I didn't understand what was wrong. I just knew something didn't feel right. I was 11 years old when my mom, Lisa Parker, packed her bags and walked out of our small house in Ohio. There wasn't a big fight, no shouting, no broken plates. Just silence. The kind of silence that feels heavier than noise. She knelt in front of me before leaving, placed her hands on my shoulders, and said, "Ethan, you're strong, okay? Remember that." I didn't understand why she was saying that. At the time, I thought she was just going away for a while. But she never came back. After that, it was just me and my dad, Michael Parker. At first, things seemed normal. He cooked dinner. Burnt most of the time, but he tried. He started picking me up from school instead of mom. He even smiled more than usual, like he was trying to prove something. But slowly, something changed. It wasn't something I could explain back then. It was just a feeling. A heavy, uncomfortable feeling that followed me around the house. My dad became different. He started paying too much attention to where I was, what I was doing, who I was talking to. At first, it felt like he was just being protective. But then it started to feel like I couldn't breathe. "Where are you going?" he'd ask, even if I was just walking to my room. "Who were you talking to?" he'd say after I got off the phone. I told myself it was normal. I told myself he was just worried because mom left. That's what I kept telling myself. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. One night, I remember sitting on my bed, trying to do my homework, when I heard his footsteps in the hallway. Slow, heavy, like he was thinking about something. He opened my door without knocking. "Hey, buddy," he said. I looked up and forced a smile. "Hey." He stepped inside, looked around my room, then sat on the edge of my bed. "Too close. How was school?" he asked. "Fine. You make any new friends?" "Yeah, I guess." He nodded, but he didn't leave. He just sat there, watching me. That same heavy feeling settled in my chest again. After a few seconds, he stood up and left the room. That should have made me feel better. But it didn't. Because I knew he wasn't done. Over the next few weeks, things got worse. Not in ways that are easy to describe, but in ways that made me feel smaller every day. He started controlling everything. What I wore. When I slept. Who I talked to. He even stopped me from visiting my best friend, Jake. "Your place is here," he said one day. "You don't need anyone else." That sentence stuck with me. You don't need anyone else. That's when I started to feel scared. Not because of something obvious, but because I felt trapped. Like the walls of the house were closing in on me. I stopped talking at school. My teachers noticed. My grades started dropping. I didn't laugh anymore. I didn't hang out with anyone. I just existed. One day, my teacher, Mrs. Reynolds, asked me to stay after class. "Ethan," she said gently, "is everything okay at home?" I froze. That question hit me like a wave. Was everything okay? I wanted to say yes. I almost did. But something inside me cracked. I don't know, I whispered. She didn't push me. She didn't rush me. She just listened. And for the first time in months, I felt like someone actually saw me. That day changed everything. Not because I suddenly told her everything, but because it planted a seed. The idea that maybe, just maybe, I didn't have to stay silent. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about what my mom said before she left. You're strong. I didn't feel strong. But maybe strength wasn't about not being scared. Maybe it was about doing something even when you are. The next day, I went back to Mrs. Reynolds. This time, I told her more. Not everything. But enough. Enough for her to understand that something wasn't right. She nodded, calm but serious, and said, "You did the right thing, Ethan." Those words meant more to me than anything. Because for the first time, I felt like I wasn't alone. Things moved quickly after that. The school contacted people who were trained to help kids like me. They asked questions, but they were kind. They didn't blame me. They didn't make me feel stupid. They just listened. And then, one afternoon, everything changed. I came home from school and saw a car parked outside. Not my dad's. Two people were standing at the door. My heart started racing. I knew something big was about to happen. And for the first time, I wasn't scared of it. I was ready. That day, I left that house. I didn't pack much. Just a backpack with a few clothes and my favorite book. But I carried something much bigger with me. Hope. The road after that wasn't easy. There were questions. There were changes. There were nights when I cried myself to sleep. But there were also people who cared. People who helped me rebuild. Years later, I understand what happened. I understand that what I felt back then wasn't just confusion. It was my instincts trying to protect me. And I'm glad I listened. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. If something feels wrong, it probably is. And you have the right to speak up. No matter how scary it feels. Because staying silent doesn't make things better. Speaking up does. And sometimes, it saves you.